was the last time you had something to drink?
Last night.
About how many hours ago?
Like 10 hours ago, at least.
How many drinks did you have?
Had a few beers, sir.
Define a few beers.
A few beers.
Define a few beers.
Like 3.
Okay.
If you are a frequent flyer, chances are at one time or another after boarding the plane for takeoff, you experienced a delay, typically for an aircraft maintenance issue that requires attention or a crew issue, and less frequently when it's discovered a crew member is not fit to fly.
Chief Transportation Correspondent pilot Maycay Beeler fills us in on what happens when a pilot is suspected of attempting to fly under the influence. Maycay?
The consequences are serious, and the laws are very clear, crystal clear, and it can terminate a pilot's career. So it's a lesson a Southwest Airlines pilot learned the hard way. So according to police reports, Captain David Alsop showed up for pilot duty on January 7th, going through security around 6 in the morning at Savannah Hilton Head International Airport. And that's when a TSA agent smelled alcohol on his breath. Law enforcement was notified. Officers quizzed the captain after catching up with him on the flight deck. The officers asked when he had his last alcoholic beverage. Captain said, as you just heard about 10 hours ago, he was asked to take a sobriety test. He refused. He eventually agreed to take a field sobriety test, failing results. When asked if he would agree to have his blood drawn to test the blood alcohol level, he refused.
All right, so what happened to everyone that was on board? Obviously, there was a delay.
You gotta wait, because they gotta get a new captain. And depending on where the captain is, it can take hours. It just depends. So a huge inconvenience for the passengers. And of course, the captain was taken to a detention center, then Southwest took over and they did a sobriety test, and he was eventually let go. And he lost his pilot's license.
Yeah, well, as he should, I guess.
As he should.
At least
As
that's
he
my
should.
opinion. What are, I don't think most passengers would know, what are the laws?
Right, so
Alcohol
8
laws.
hours from bottle to throttle. So you can't drink within 8 hours of showing up for duty. You can't drink. 8 hours from bottle to throttle, or you can't have a blood alcohol content of 0.04% or greater, and or you can't be under the influence. So let's say this captain stopped drinking, he said 10 hours before. If he had 3/5 of vodka,
Right, yeah.
the next morning he's still going to have a high blood alcohol content. Or even if he shows up under the influence.
I mean, you'd imagine they had to drink that much if the TSA agent could smell it coming off of his body.
Very offensive, very offensive.
Well,
so it's against the law.
Are the pilots aware, I'm sure, that if they refuse a test, that they cannot be suspected, or they cannot refuse a test if suspected of being under influence? It's not an option for them. It's an option if you get pulled over for a potential DUI, but not for pilots.
No, it's not an option. You can't refuse. If you refuse, that is grounds for dismissal. There's a federal aviation regulation. So you have to do it. And we pilots were tested all the time randomly. You can say, okay, you got to go do a blood test or an alcohol test all the time. But if you show up smelling like alcohol, they're going to call the police, and that's what's going to happen. So pilots are aware of the laws. You cannot deny it. You cannot refuse it. So he refused the sobriety test, then ended up taking one, failed it. Then they said, well, let's do your blood. No. Well,
that's an automatic. You're not flying the plane at that point.
Right, you're not flying the plane.
Maycay, we've talked about mental health for ATC, air traffic controllers a lot. There's been a lot of movies about pilots dealing with mental health issues, but also alcohol problems. So are there any programs that are provided to pilots to kind of help deal with some of that?
So the airlines have their own programs. So this is a big deal. They want you to get help. So they can put you in a type of rehab program. They're going to give you a chance. And hopefully you'll get better. Alcoholism is a disease. If you show up under the influence, you knew better. So it's a disease that needs to be treated, and the airlines do want you to get help.
Good.
It depends on, and this is a good thing. And it is a problem in the airline industry.
I'm sure. I mean, the stress is high, and unfortunately a lot of that goes hand in hand.
And back in the day, it used to be very glamorized. And the captains would go out with the flight attendants back in the day, and they'd all go to the bar. Things have changed, but it's still legal.
Yeah. All right. Maycay, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.